Hello gang, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna showcase the ABL meta characters. After 3 months I did one of these videos. I'm gonna do all the 14 days, what's the best characters and what's the best supports for all the ABL. And we are back in the fracture, and I'm gonna do all the 14 characters having fracture, and because they are tier 4 doesn't really matter about the sock ability and the snare, so the meta doesn't really change in ABL, only on the days that you can't really use tier 4 characters. Also, you don't want to miss this thing here. Feels not that important because the character is tier 2, but this character here, Mubaku, is really important for your roster if you want to invest and go top in ABL in all 14 days of Alliance Battle Legend. And yeah, don't miss that. I took him myself 4-star. No, I wasn't lucky to get a 5-star, but yeah, it's an event that it's only for 1 day, and I want to mention it before I go through my ABL meta characters. So let's go into that. But yeah, before we go into the actual list, I want you to make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, smash the like button, and comment down below in the comments what are you going to build next for your tier 4 or tier 3 or whatever, for your ABL score to be increased. And I know I was like, there's not a lot of players playing ABL and stuff like that, but in my comments always more and more people ask me about ABL, saying what I'm saying, and makes me, makes the wrongs right. How it's called? Correct me. Yeah, correct me on what I'm saying about ABL, because all the time more and more people are going to invest for ABL. I said the other day that Storm is going into the closet, and a lot of people told me no, Storm is not going because that and Zin gonna be super villain, and you're completely right, guys. And I see that there is a lot of people interesting on ABL. So yeah, here we are. Let's go through that. This breakdown, guys, gonna be again day by day, and I'm gonna show you the best team you could use for this day with the best team, and let's say the second best DPS. So let's start with round 1, and of course you already know who is the best. You can see here it's speed human female, and the best team for me is this one. Black Widow is still the best character for speed types for human female, and as a tier 4 he has the opportunity to use different strikers to get the sock ability. She already have the sock. I feel like she miss snare, or perhaps he doesn't miss anything. So Black Widow is still the number 1, and as you're using this kind of supports, previously it was different supports, but now a wave is the lead you want to use, as Shuri gives you the maximum buff. Also, as a second best team, I could suggest you Shuri as a DPS and Fox as a support, and wave leadership also. So yeah, let's go through stage 2, round 2. For round 2 there is no requirements, so you should use the best tier 4 DPS you have, but the absolute beast team for this day is no other than Black Bolt. Black Bolt came into the game and he's an absolute beast. He is the best DPS tier 4 for ABL and ABX, and supports you should use is Morgan Le Fay and Valkyr. Both buffs universals, and Morgan Le Fay buffs universals only, but Valkyr buffs everyone, and that's the best team for this day. I've seen people doing like 10, 11, 12 millions, and yeah, I myself using either Iron Man team up or Thor, but yeah, Black Bolt is an absolute beast, and as it's As for Black Widow and Black Bolt, both of course they're utilizing CTP of raids, Mighty or Brilliant or normal these days. So it's the first character that swapped after 3 months. I already did the ABL list, so he's the first on the meta swapping on ABL. Black Bolt, I know most of the people don't have the uniform or skip it, but yeah, he is an absolute meta and you need to wait 1 more year to get him again with full cost crystals on his uniform. So yeah, let's go to round 3. For round 4 we have a universal female, and it's one of the 2 or 3 categories and rounds that you can't really use tier 4 characters. And the character here, I feel like it's still the same meta character, but you could say there is an addition. So yeah, let's go. That's the best team I have figured out that works for me, and depending on the what is it on, its fracture, shock or a snare, because with the tier 3 characters you can't really go through and put a striker as a tier 4, as we do with the tier 4s, but here the best team that works for me is this one, and because I have a CTP of insight on both Proxima and Phylavel, I could swap them between depending on the day for snare, fracture or shock, but Scarlet Witch as leadership and Morgan Le Fay as support is the best characters, and the only thing that swapped is Morgan Le Fay is getting used instead of Phylavel, and swapping them in between, depending on the day. But Scarlet Witch is an absolute monster still with the raids. Also, you can go and have some really good results with Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay, if you miss Scarlet Witch, is doing pretty similar scores in my account, and the good part is that they have similar, similar rotations. They're both full spam characters. You can do whatever you want, and the score is gonna be pretty similar. So you can use either Scarlet Witch, a really expensive character, or if you invest on Morgan Le Fay paywall uniform, you can get advantage of here and use here. But that's the absolute team for this day, and there's no other characters that you could get use on and have better DPS. The meta is not swapping so much, and here is where universal female gonna get replaced by Jean Grey in a couple of days, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Yeah, if Jean is gonna keep the universal tag or is gonna swap into Blast, we're not sure, but there is no restrictions about being mutant or not, so I'm saying Jean could get a place into this day. Yeah, let's go into round 5. Round 5 is human and female, and yes, there is some tier 4s there, but I'm gonna show you the best ones. So in this day it's pretty similar with the speed day, because the best tier 4 to use is again Black Widow. You can get advantage of leadership of wave again if you have a CTP of insight of here on here, but She-Hulk provides you pretty much the same leadership. She is really good also. Another alternative is Blue Dragon, but believe me guys, she is not anything close to Black Widow. Black Widow is way better, and the team I'm getting utilized on is not this one because I'm missing tier 4. As you know, tier 4 Black Widow, as you can see, of course, and I'm getting something like that with wave leadership or She-Hulk, doesn't really matter. But there is no other human females than Black Widow who can do so much damage, and yes, she can cap and go even more than 6 million. So yeah, Black Widow it is again. Round 6 is about supervillain, combat and male, and yeah, we have a bunch of combats, but the best are specific. And that's the best team. Namor is the new meta for ABL Combat Villain Day, and he is actually the best here to use, and you're getting advantage of Abomination Lead and Taskmaster. That's stable, you're not swapping that. I'm not using myself this team up because I have my Carnage PV build, so I'm using like Carnage and Miles Morales, leadership, but the absolute best team is this one with Namor, and Namor is one of the only characters that has a bit of a difference using him with Judgment or Rage. Rage is the best for him as it seems, but you know, if you have a Judgment, you can use it with him. The second team in my opinion is Carnage, and the other character you could use is Hulk with a PvE build, because PvP build is not really working these days after they nerfed him. But yeah, Namor is number one and Carnage could go for number two. Yeah, let's go to the next one. And yes, it's the X-Men Mutant Superhero Blast Day. And guess who is the meta? Yeah, you guessed right. Storm, the paywall uniform that you have to wait until summer to get. I know, it's a pain. But as you can see here, Storm takes advantage of Dazzler supports. Dazzler is stable there. And Cyclops also. Cyclops with the other uniform he had, the superhero. I'm not gonna swap it right now, but yeah, you get what I'm talking about. Storm still needs a CDP of raids, and my hopes is that Jean Grey is gonna be really good as level 80, and if she gets universal uniform, you could use her with this. Basically, she's going to get supervillain uniform. So yeah. Even if she gets blast type or universal type uniform, she is not gonna be able used here. So I hope that this uniform gonna do some damage after the update and she gets replaced, at least for the people that miss Storm, because the second option here is like Psylocke, which is way worse. Polaris also could be an alternative, but I'm not so optimistic about a level 70 take place here and do a lot of damage. I feel like level 80 is the bare minimum for ABL. And I'm using only Suri from level 70s and Wanda, but both are really good characters. So if Polaris get an update like Suri, okay, I could see that coming. But at the moment, I feel like this team is gonna stay and another month for sure. And Jean Grey perhaps is gonna be a good alternative for free to play and characters missed Storm. So yeah, let's go to the next one. And we are in round 8, where in round 8 we are getting repetitive now. You know, it's speed female, so guess what? Yeah, you're guessing right. Black Widow with supports of Wave and Suri feels to be the best team here, as I already told you. So let's pass this through, and let's go to the very next day, which is Alien Male Superhero. Okay, Alien? Yeah. So yeah, there's not a lot of universal alien characters into the game, so Thor is still into his throne as a tier 4. He is the best character to use, and you can get advantage of Odin's buffs that he gets, you know, all these little icons here, or you could utilize also Heimdall, as he got a passive ability that gives you defenses. I know who wants defenses on ABL, but yeah, I'm just telling you, another team instead of Odin, you can get advantage of Heimdall. But better ABL and Thor is the 1 and 2 on this, you know, 1, 2 on your team. You can't really miss these two dudes. As tier 3 or you know, tier 4 Thor, this is the best team to use. There's no other aliens. I hope we're gonna get some, but alien and male, it's a really rare tag, and yeah, we're looking forward for it. Another alternative at the moment is Loki, but Loki is a character that everyone uses, of course, but he's not tier 4, so you need to swap, you need to do chimichangas, you know. So Thor is the best, and after we could go with Loki. Yeah. Let's go to another day. The other day is no requirements again, the round 10, and here Black Bolt is the king, as I already told you. So yeah, Black Bolt has huge value because of that, because he's one of the only character that he can cap 10 million into these days. There is others, but he is the number one choice if you want to cap ABL. So yeah, let's go to round 11. On round 11, There is human superhero female. That's a weird tag. Let's go through that. Basically, it's pretty similar with the previous day, but previously you could use Cyclops also. Now you need Katie Pride, which is paywall. Also, Katie Pride is the best lead for this day, and Dazzler also helps a lot. But if you have no tier 4 storm as I am, you have taking you have hard time finding the snare, fracture. The sock is cool because Storm already have it, but you need to swap characters into and get these debuffs. I'm hoping for Jean Grey in this day also. She gets a really good level 80 and she performs really nice with this blue uniform here. But I'm not that optimistic because I feel like they're gonna keep the value of Storm for more months. And the other alternatives, there's no, but basically there's not a lot of females. Mutants, Psylocke of course is always there, Emma also. Psylocke is the number 2 I guess, and the number 1 is Storm. 100% still Storm. Paywall uniform pays here again. And yeah, let's hope Jean level 80 could do something on that. On round 12 there is Universal Alien, and let's go on our options. And that's the second team that you can use only tier 3 characters, and the best here is TVA Loki. Of course, leadership of Hela and Proxima helps, and there is no number 2. I mean, there is some number 2s, but they're way worse. Gore, it should be one alternative, but most of the people is building him for PvP, so there's no value there going crazy and build him for PvE, cause Loki pretty much doing like him and even better. So yeah, Hela lead, Proxima is the 2 characters I'm suggesting you to have as supports. And this team is really working. You need to play with Loki like you're doing on ABX, run around, do some stuff, but he can score pretty high. I've seen people doing close to 6 million. I've seen 6.3 million with Loki with brilliant raids, and that's crazy. But as he is tier 3, you need to figure out how to snare, how to sock. I don't feel like he got the abilities, and Proxima provides you all this abilities, so swapping into Proxima before the beast jumps, it's the best way to utilizing Loki here with mighty raids or brilliant raids. And I hope we're gonna see a tier 4 soon, so the meta list gonna looks like full of tier 4s. Yay! And we are on round 13, one before the end, and here we are with Universal Male, and that's one of the categories that there's more than one tier 4s you could utilize, and let's go through to see them. The absolute best team, of course, is Black Bolt lead, Nova Richards and Ghost Panther as supports, and there is no other character providing support buffs for your characters. There is no alternatives, and the other character you could use in the same place is another DPS, and it's my boy Thor. Black Bolt is way better than Thor on ABL, and he's doing like 2 to 3 more millions there. But the fact that you can utilize Thor on Alien Day and this day makes him more valuable, in my opinion. You want to build character force that you could use in more than 1 day, more than 2 days, and Black Bolt is one of these days, is one of these characters because of the no requirements days, but Thor has +1 on that. So yeah, it's hard to choose between these two, but Black Bolt is the absolute monster. He do more than 2, more than 3 million more than Thor, and that's a lot in my book. So yeah, Black Bolt first, Thor second. Both are really good, and both are taking advantage of these 2 support characters, Ghost Panther and Nova Richards. Of course, if you have this works if you have Thor's leadership. If you have Thor's artifact, you can use Thor's leadership also, or else you're swapping Nova. That's the plan. Okay, let's go to the last one. And the last one is the one with the more you have like 5 tier 4s or 6 tier 4s, basically 5 tier 4s to choose, and it's the human combat male, and there's a bunch of these guys, and here is where Mubaku take his place into the meta, and Mubaku provides you a really good leadership. I don't have him builded because I'm lacking mega rank up ticket, but the fact that gives you 30% physical attack, 45% damage against supervillain, and through his artifact he provides you okay, let's go through the artifacts. Through the artifacts he provides you even more buffs against, gives you all attacks, sorry Brahman of the year, gives you this buff here. So if you have him tier 2 and with his artifact, he's an absolute monster. He is the best support in the game for combat day, for this combat day. And the fact that we have all these human characters, it's really weird, but Moon Knight is one of the worst tier 4 damage wise in GBR, but still he is the best for ABL and ABX in my opinion. He's an absolute monster and he's the easiest guy to play. You taking advantage of Taskmaster's buff also, because Taskmaster provides you a buff for all, you know, it's 40% to all allies, but also a specific buff for Weapon Master. And the fact that Moon Knight is Weapon Master and can take advantage of this buff, and combined with Mubaku, gives him the first place in my mind. So Moon Knight is an absolute beast. Second one, I could go for Venom. And Venom can take advantage of Agent Venom support buff, so you can either do this, or, you know, because Agent Venom provides you another artifact, another buff through artifact, so combine this team up here, is gonna give you this pretty much the same results with Moon Knight, Venom or Moon Knight. Both are absolute beasts. An alternative that I'm using and I've seen people using is Carnage here, and because Carnage can use on Combat Villain Day, and well, that's why one of the main reason I built him. He can take advantage of this day and the Combat Day, Combat Villain Day I mean, and Combat Human Day, because he's a combat and he's a villain. So yeah, Carnage has a place here as a third option, of course, but in the same place you can put Hulk, you can put Captain America, all of these characters getting really nice buffs through Mubaku and Taskmaster. So yeah, first is Moon Knight here, Venom is the second one, and I could go for Carnage as a hybrid build that you can use him for PvP, PvE, ABL both days, ABX both days of Combat Villain Day. So yeah, he's a tool, and he's one of my favorite Carnage boy. I really like him. I took his artifact lately, yeah. So that was it, the tier list for Alliance Battle Legend, and I don't feel like I miss anything. Let me know down below in the comments what are you build, as I told you. And yes, I hope I helped you. Let me know what else you want me to do. If you want, basically, yeah bro, I'm gonna drop a comment and pin it and collect comments if you want me to do the same thing for Alliance Battle Extreme, ABX. I haven't done that for a while, but after ABL came into the game, you know, ABL feels more important because you're getting more rewards there, like artifacts and stuff like that. So yeah, hit me down below in the comments, guys. Thank you for being here. See you into the next gang. Kisses.